Well, if you can't tell, I like my tree houses. Spend all my off time here between videos, huh? These things are really cool. Alright, now I want to, among other things, go solve this last Astrarium, see what loot that cave down there has in store for us. See what other trouble we can get into. Maybe close some more Fade Rifts. And kind of make our way over there towards that friendly Avar fishing village, I guess it's supposed to be. I don't know. Be nice to find some Avar that don't attack us on sight. I know that. Anyway, there was this pass over here, so I'm assuming this leads basically to the other side of the island. Roughly. If not, we'll find our way there eventually. I did notice on the map there's a Fade Rift not too far over here. I really dig the loot we've been getting from these things too. Lots of the more rare crafting stuff, the pure essences for runes and things. That's always a winner. I'm trying to remember if the Descent. Now this was quite a while ago. We streamed the Descent, and it was basically to get a feel for it so that we could do exactly what we're doing here with Jaws of Hakkon. Eventually do a playthrough of it. So I don't remember any real special stuff. Oh, there may have been a schematic or two, so on and so forth. But I think the Trespasser DLC really introduced a lot of stuff, as well as the Jaws of Hakkon. Some new armors and weapons. And with this, the main thing I've noticed is just the materials, the stuff. When I made this gear before coming here, when I geared everybody up, made them all the best armor that I could make to fit exactly what everyone's role in the party is. I was thinking, all right, well, you know, made sure I had enough resources and so on and so forth without going to the Black Emporium and cheating for it. We went and got it legit. And now I don't think I needed to worry about any of that. Honestly, the amount of stuff we've been getting here, we have a lot of tier 3 stuff and maybe even some tier 4 stuff, so good deal. And wow, that shade hit me really, really, really hard. I went down a little bit too fast there, I think. I'm not sure what's going on here. Let me see if I can salvage this. If not, well, we haven't gone all that far, right? It definitely can be easy to die in this DLC, seriously. Quick to get knocked out sometimes. Yeah, take that. I love Berserk mode. It may not exactly be Dragon Age 2 speed, but still it feels good. Wow, that was just, what, glancing damage? And it's still... Well, I didn't have much health, but still. I'm getting hit really, really hard. What is going on with that? After you play for a while, you get into kind of a rhythm. You get kind of used to, you know, how hard you're going to get hit under any given situation. Let's take a look here. Oh, that explains it. They're, what, 3, 4, 5 levels higher than we are. Okay. All right. Well, I remember another Fade Rift where I think it was a Pride Demon I saw, and I was like, did that just say 26? Was that really a boss? And I guess some of these Fade Rifts here, that's what they are. They're boss rifts, basically. It'd be a much harder challenge, and I'm really not looking forward to a bunch of raids. That's not cool. Alright. Oh, wow. Okay, well, Cassandra, get ready to get your tank on. Because, yeah, just proximity's killing me. Once again, man, I really need to go look into, I love you, Vivian. We need to roll out of here. We're going to go right back down, too. Alright, so we need to get this Terror Demon out of the way first before he starts spawning a billion spiders. Is he an elite or promoted? I don't think so. He's taking some serious damage. Oh, that's cool. Vivian's got us all healed again anyway. And I'm immediately almost dead. Yeah, I really want to look into respecking this and going down. It's really just a matter of taking there's a tree where on the right you've got challenge, and challenge is great for the stamina buff, if nothing else. You know, it's a single target taunt, and it's got range on it. Cassandra uses it all the time, usually to draw enemies off of my mages and stuff, which is great. But I noticed I don't really use it. I don't habitually use it. I just don't think about it. My job is to trust my build and go in and swing my sword and hit as many enemies as I can and kill them as fast as possible. That's it, you know? And so I don't think about it. When I think about taunt, I'm like, Cassandra, just, you know, do your job. If they're taunted... Now, there is a passive down that side of the tree that gives you a bonus damage against taunted enemies. Now, okay, I highly value that. I don't really want to sacrifice that. I don't think I have to. I think I can go down both sides of that tree. But what I want to do is, I believe it's on that tree. I'm going to go look. In fact, when I can get a respec amulet, we'll go in and we'll look at this in depth. But I want to start thinking about using the livid skill. I want to throw in a new wrinkle in my build. Don't know that we'll do a whole nother video for it, but we will have 2 entire DLCs after this one to go through where we can see how effective it might be. But it's essentially for a few seconds, and this should have clued me in. I'm kind of feeling stupid, not at least having tried this yet. The symbol on it is kind of a heart with little bolts coming off of it. It's a similar symbol that's in the Reaver tree in Dragon Age 2. Don't know if it's in any of the origin skill symbols. But anyway, so it's almost like Reaver related. Well, this one, instead of like sacrificing a little health to give, you know, to help you proc the, you know, the damage bonus and stuff, that's what I use the Dragon Rage for. This one is essentially, it's a little higher damage output and it's a little higher defense, making you a little tankier. But going down that side of the tree towards that skill are also some passives that add a lot to your guard and armor bonus. And the higher your armor rating, the more effective your guard will be. At least that's what I've seen. That's how it seems to be. And why I say that is, I remember really early with Cassandra, I think I mentioned this before, is that before she got that passive, her guard would go down pretty quick. You know, she'd get hit 2 or 3 times, her guard bar was gone. And then after getting that passive, her guard, oh geez, it seemed to go up faster than it went down. And so I'm assuming that armor value has a lot to do with your guard's effectiveness. And I'm thinking of a buffer between me and my health bar as small as it is, because getting one-shotted, which is going to happen anyway, but I'd like it to happen a little less, because it's hard to hit people when you're dead type of thing, right? And but you want to keep the health really low so that you can keep up the speed bonus, which in turn raises your DPS. Oh my gosh. Okay, we got another one of those archers that just killed me through a full bar of barrier and guard. I didn't have much health, true enough. Unless it was the stupid sword guy. I don't know. Let's see if Vivian can save the day again. Oh, look at that dude's face paint. Oh, that's pretty cool. I don't like him wiping my party, but that is pretty cool face paint, I admit. Yeah, I think the trial gives some of these archers a little bit more buff than maybe they're supposed to have. I actually got a chance on stream earlier this evening to talk to one of the developers. Well, he was streaming, you know, doing his Twitch thing, and so I was in there and we were just talking. We were talking about bugs in general that he's experienced, of course, being a developer through, you know, some Mass Effect games and stuff like that. Different challenges and things they've run into to get certain abilities to work and stuff. Really cool stories. But anyway, we're talking about just bugs in general, and sometimes bugs add a little flavor to the game. When they're happening, they don't always seem to be that way, but from what I understand, sometimes a bug that might occur 1 out of 100 times is worth it if the other 99 times it makes the game amazing. You can kind of live with it, whereas if you want to fix the 1%, you have to tweak the other 99%. Sometimes it's not worth it. Sometimes you just let it ride, you know? And that makes sense, actually. Like, if sugar tastes good on everything but your pizza, you don't get rid of the sugar. Just, you know. Anywho, really cool that he would sit there and talk about that stuff with us too. Come to think of it. All the BioWare developer people and the writers, and they're all like that. Really, really cool people. All right, so this big gate here, yeah, for lack of any spoilers or whatever, let's just say, you know, it's going to be an issue later on. But for right now, there's nothing we can do with it anyway. Go check it out. The Frozen Gate, it's got perpetual ice. Like, you can take a piece of ice with you, and apparently it just never melts. So you can, like, cool your drinks off with it. That's what this guy says. He took a piece home, and he saves it so he can cool down his tea or whatever. I thought that was pretty funny. The Eternal Ice Cube. That would be pretty handy. I'm not lying. Especially on camping trips. Trips to the beach, right? In the cooler, your perpetual ice cube that never melts. So badass. But this is a bit excessive.
Does this say overcompensating to anyone else?
Yeah, it does. Like a big pickup truck. Yep. Alright. Like I say, we'll definitely come back to this. Varric wouldn't have mentioned it unless it was going to be important later, so. For right now, let's make our way to the fishing village and all that. Go see what there is to see. If we can get that Astrarium solved, we can go see what loot it has to offer. Kind of wondering where the rest of the shards might be. I think we need 4 more of those. I want to go unlock the magic door here. I know the sealed doors at the Oasis. The first one usually didn't offer much. It offered some basic essence, you know, like some basic fire essence, and then the second door it would be like, you know, better essence, and then of course the last door you might get 1 or 2 pure essence or whatever. In this one, I'm wondering if it'd be more of the same. They definitely did a better job with some of these puzzles. Well, I'm sure they're probably really, really simple to some, but yeah, I had issues with the first 2. They weren't. I didn't just eyeball them and then just run them over. You know, they took a second to think about. I love the, what would you call it, music, singing, whatever the tone in the background. I love that. According to Avar legend, Korth the Mountain Father kept his throne at the peak of the mountain Belinus, which lay at the center of the world and was so lofty that from it you could see all the corners of the... that sounds like High Hrothgar. And you also mentioned the word Thane here. I wonder if that's just a nod of respect to Skyrim or something. Anyway, apparently some hero found his way up to the top of the mountain, and this Korth god, whatever, rewarded him, and then other heroes started to follow in his footsteps, and he got kind of tired of throwing banquets and rewarding everyone else because he didn't want to be partial, so he moved his place to somewhere in heaven or whatever where no one could reach it. Moral of the story, if everyone is a hero, nobody is. I think that comes from, that's just kind of a play off of the, what is the saying? If everyone's special, if everyone were special, then nobody would be, right? What makes people special is to be different than the norm. And I'm a firm believer that everybody has that, has something, and it's only big or small based on the opinions or estimations of others. You may look at your little gift, whatever you can do and do well, and do almost without thinking, whereas other people may struggle with it. Doesn't matter what it is. It could be sewing, cooking, talking, whatever. But what you do that, and if it benefits others, well, then all the better. A lot of times it will, some natural ability you have when you exercise it and use it, and if you're good at that, be good at it. You know, that's cool. Everyone has that. It may be something. And like I say, it can only be called big or small based on the estimation of somebody. I don't know that there really is any big or small as far as that goes. The biggest machines, you can take the smallest parts out of the biggest machines and they just won't work. Doesn't matter how strong and powerful they are, how well made they are, doesn't matter. You remove the smallest cog, the smallest gear, the machine ceases to work. And that really is an actual truth. And I don't know how we got off into this moral thing, but or whatever. But you know, seriously, that's important, and that's I think that should be encouraging for everybody. Another play off of that is something I think it was Einstein said, and it's one of my favorite sayings of all time. And it's basically this: if you judge a fish by its ability to climb a tree, it will spend its entire life believing that it is stupid. And that, if that doesn't spark a little hope and a little encouragement into anyone's heart, then I don't know what will. Because that in and of itself says so much. That who's to say, you know? Who's to say because you can't do this, you can only do that? There is no only. If you can do it, do it. If you can do it well, all the better. Awesome. You know? It'd be nice if sometimes the world would just keep it simple sometimes. You know? I mean, it really is. You know, well, that's too simple. You know? I think that's kind of the whole point. In the point is that keeping it simple. Yeah, anyway. Alright, so I guess that goes down to the deep abyss where spiders and lurkers lurk. But I believe the fishing village should be through here somewhere. We also have another campsite and probably some more fade rifts. So I don't see why we shouldn't do all that too. Oh, great. Now I have to make a decision? Really? Okay, so the village is to the left, and looks like our campsite I think that's the last. Yeah, that's the last one. It's to the right. I wonder what that is. What's that question mark? Hidden quest, hidden landmark.
What is that commotion?
I still have several regions left to discover.
You're the Inquisitor, aren't you? I shouldn't keep you from meeting the thing.
At least you're not attacking me on sight.
You're the Inquisitor, aren't you? I shouldn't keep you from meeting the thing.
Oh, here, this is kind of a cool story. I'll just paraphrase. Apparently there was probably the original Avar here, caught in the snow or something, and they were all about to die, and this bear led them to shelter through the snow or something. And so when they found their shelter, he went to touch the bear and give it thanks, and he found out the bear was made of stone. I have no idea what relevance that has to their superstitions or beliefs or customs or whatever, but cool story though. So I guess they named the hold in honor of that bear. Stone Bear Hold, I believe. Pretty superstitious people. In a lot of ways and stuff. I wonder how close they are to some truths that maybe the Chantry wouldn't approve of and has intentionally misplaced or covered over. Huh? Just kind of throwing that out there. Although it is worrisome to find out that just any old spirit that answers back to them in these caves where they're making their sacrifices and doing their ritual things that they believe to be gods, and they'll just follow their advice. Well, that's got to be a demon's heaven right there. Come in and exploit that, right? And this is looking really dreary down here, and I have no idea where I'm going. Sometimes the best direction is often that general direction. Okay, well, who's that? Colette? Oh, that's the professor's assistant. Well, cool. We'll pick her up along the way.
I finally found someplace I hate even more than caves. That's a first.
Imagine that, a dwarf who hates caves in the underground. I'd like to find a way to get to this campsite, too. I have a feeling that this is one of those, if you don't take the right path, you're going to wind up backtracking for 600 miles
Over
just
there.
to...
We must do something.
Uh-oh. Well, that didn't sound good. Feels like we need to help somebody. Got a friendly down here. Sounds like, anyway. What are these? Lurkers? Stalkers? Whatever they're called? Oh wow, I wonder if she can die. I know Ritz can die back in the hinterlands. She sure can. You can lose her as a... Well, I don't know that she stays there. I've had her die before, though, and I wasn't going to accept that, so I immediately reloaded, right? Gotta save the Ritz, man. Ritz is too cool. Yeah, looks like we got here just in the nick of time. We'll talk to her in a second. Let me do the important things first, of course. Good safe spot while she does her magic disappearing act.
Inquisitor. Still finding it difficult to breathe, but I'm not strewn across the landscape, so thank you. I'm Colette, Professor Kenrick's research assistant. I was hoping to conduct a survey of a Tevinter ruin in the hills. I may not have chosen the best route.
You're Kenrick's research assistant, so that makes you a student at the University of Orlais.
It does? Why?
Orlesian institutions aren't always accepting of elves.
So the glances and loud whispers remind me. The university accepts those worthy of admission, though elven students are few.
How do you find it there?
It's not easy, but this is what I want. And I like working for Professor Kenrick. Elven research students, where publications concerned, their work's often deemed not substantial enough for formal credit. But Kenrick cares about people who want to learn. If our research finds an audience, I know my name will be included.
What were you hoping to find at the ruin?
The Tevinter's time here was brief, but their architecture endured, offering shelter, forming landmarks. Ancient Avar would have encountered these structures, which certainly predate Inquisitor Emeridan. Evaluating the ruins could offer insight into the region's history, once I can get set up.
You're still going there?
I've read everything we have on Emeridan, and studied up on new excavation techniques. I won't waste this opportunity. If you've a map, I can show you my destination, if you'd be interested in the findings.
Stay safe.
I will.
Okay, well, the professor will like to hear that we not only found his assistant, but she's got some clues into some new something. We'll look into that later. It says a lot about that professor that he respects this girl, you know, because if he's Orlesian, then aside from the sideways glances and sneers and stuff that he would get from his peers for even having anything to do with an elf, much less to try to help raise this person in the university or whatever, that says a lot. I love people who will take a moral stance and will do what's right in the face of, you know, possibly losing recognition and profit and stuff from one's fellows who, you know, okay, so the Orlesians are a bunch of rotten bastards. Well, this professor doesn't seem to play that game. He's all about, you know, knowledge and education and study and stuff like that, and he found an assistant who values the same things, and she's an elf. Who cares? What does that have to do with anything? Has nothing to do with anything. It's the assholes who get caught up in all that crap. He's all about, let's go find true things and study them and discover stuff and and enjoy that, because that's what he lives for. And I kind of see why Scout Harding seems to have a crush on that dude. He's pretty cool. He may be square. He may be a bit of a book nerd. So, what's not cool about that? I mean, really? All right, another Fade Rift. I'll take it. These things drop the good stuff. You know what I'm saying? Well-earned loot. And, if that witch is any sign, this isn't one of those uber boss level ones either. Or I spoke too soon with this iron-skinned ass Wraith right here that's about to one-shot me here in just a second, isn't he? Real close. Okay, I really don't want to get hit anymore. Thank you for the barrier. You're awesome, Vivian. I love you. Love, long time. Okay, really? You got Cassandra busting you in the face? Wow. She took lightning to the back, didn't she? Yep, sometimes. I have noticed that. Even though she may not necessarily take as much flanking damage as anyone else, every once in a while, get hit with a major attack from behind. From the front, she's basically invincible, for the most part. Beautiful. Yeah, that Wraith had to go. I think he was a bigger... Oh, really? Okay, look, really? You got someone in your face. Worry about Cassandra. That's her job. Okay, he's about to do the lightning whip thing. Yeah, Vivian, you want to take some of these out before they even get started, please? Oh, really? Are they spread out like that, really? I want you to be all Wraiths again, too. I hate the Wraith Fade Rifts. I really do. My favorite ones are the, that are mostly Shades. I can deal with melee. Much easier. I'm sure Cassandra would agree, too. Shades hit hard sometimes, but they're much easier to deal with than ranged enemies. These really aren't much better than archers, honestly. So what is it, trolling me with these things coming out of the ground here? There we go. Pure lightning, pure spirit. Probably served me well to make another spirit rune. I might actually make a third staff. I didn't really have enough to make 3 top tier staffs with all the best stuff. But we've collected a lot of this, like Avar cotton and things like that. Plenty of metals and stuff, so... I don't remember what material makes lightning. Silverite makes coal. Volcanic arm, I'm pretty sure, makes fire. It's kind of self-explanatory. It looks like... Doesn't really matter. Everite, maybe? I don't know. Anyway. Navarite, maybe? But, make her a lightning staff. Put a pure... or a master spirit rune in that. Superb spirit rune. Whatever you call it. Nice. Hardened Gurgut skin. Something tells me I can use that. Let's get this last campsite. What? Awesome. I call that a win. And we still got a Fade Rift? Really? Okay, so yeah, let's go find it. Give me the loot. Sure, it's right there. Might as well. I'd say by now we've covered a good 60-70% of the island. I know there's still stuff to do, but I think we've seen a good bit of it. Very cool design. Of course, I'm really looking forward to the descent because I'm a huge fan of the deep roads. You guys know me. Love the deep roads. I guess it goes back to Origins, being the Dwarf Origins being some of my favorite, but I thought that was one of the funner parts of the game, too. And sorely missed any true Deep Roads experience in Dragon Age 2, to speak of. I mean, well, you know, you say, well, what about the end of Act 2? Yeah, a trip down there, but a lot occurred in a relatively small space, and it felt like a quest. Didn't felt like a place to go explore. B, it felt like an opportunity to have a boss fight. I mean, that's what it was set up as, right? A gauntlet of challenges and an opportunity to get some loot and stuff, whatever. But as far as actually going to an area that felt like it was part of the game, Origins definitely had that. Orzammar was a huge part of Origins. So I like that we at least have a DLC basically dedicated to the Deep Roads. Can't get enough of that, as far as I'm concerned. I've said this before, I wouldn't be mad if they had an entire Dragon Age game dedicated to primarily the Deep Roads. Totally cool with that. Rage Demon. You know what? If both of them are busy, let me just do some free damage here, and we can finish this guy off. Yes! Get rid of Mr. Zippy Zip Spider Spawn. Thank you. That was no level 26 Fade Rift. That wasn't. Beautiful. 2,600 points. 600 influence. Refined Battlemaster Mail. Really? Fade Touch Silverite. Yeah, definitely get a Fade Touch version of whatever metal these... I don't know if it's a set drop with each rift. Don't know. But, whatever it is, I'll take it. I still have some unexplored area here. You can see this big dark section. The outside area, I'm assuming, is the border of the map. That's fine. But, I'd like to uncover all that dark stuff in the middle. Some of it's just sightseeing, I know, but... You never know, might hold a cave or something. Some random, a quest giver. Some random NPC caught out in the middle of nowhere. Alright, here we go. Tevinter Caves. Now, these caves are... It's pretty interesting is a lot of the Tevinter, or a lot of these caves that you find from the Storm Coast and elsewhere look to be Dwarven design, but they have Tevinter stuff in them, and vice versa. Tevinter design with the statue of a paragon or something. I mean, I've seen some crossover here. Don't know if that even matters. Like, that may not even be a big mystery or anything or whatever, but I think those are tied together more closely than one might think. Not really sure what all that necessarily means or how that's really significant, but still. Alright, so yeah, still have that big dark area there. Don't know how much of that... Well, some of that is that deep dark cavern thing that kind of runs down the middle there. But all that stuff to the west, not really sure. Oh, we'll pass through some of that going on our quest stuff anyway. But for now, I guess we'll stop here, and then when we get back, we'll check out this little town here, see if we can find a merchant, drop off some junk. Looks like we have at least 2 merchants here. And we'll try to get a hold of the Thane here, and see if they're as friendly as they seem. At least they didn't attack us on sight. That was nice. Well, if you want to subscribe and click that button up top, that would be awesome. And if you want to catch the original Inquisition playthrough, click that image there in the middle, though the playlist is... I'm kind of adding these to that playlist also towards the tail end, but if you want to catch the rest of it, hey, I'm more than happy. It's there, and it's free. All right, y'all take care, and I will catch you guys later. Bye-bye.